Hey everybody, so I'm going to do my best to try to explain how Makey Makey works. It's a little complicated, but I'm in a project right now that I created as an example for book projects. So I'm using the book The Giver as my example, and I actually created, I want to make sure you can see this map of the community in The Giver. I have little flaps here that represent different buildings. So, and you'll see I put conductive tape on here. So in my code, I have recorded different things explaining the different buildings in the community. All right. So remember, Makey Makey makes inanimate objects codable. I know that's a hard concept to grasp, so I'm hopefully going to be able to walk you through this. So in your Makey Makey pack, you have the actual Makey Makey here. I'm going to take that out of the bag. Here it is. And I'm going to take the cord and plug this end into the Makey Makey and the USB end into my computer. It's the first thing you need to do. Now, I suggest kind of understanding your code before you get to the, like making a rough draft kind of plan. That will help you as you are doing this. So I'm going to connect this into my computer, and it is lit up now. All right. So I made a different, you can hopefully see this at the bottom of my screen. We call these sprites in Scratch. Again, I am not a Scratch expert, but hopefully this will help you better understand Makey Makey. So I created a different one for each of the 4 buildings that I decided to describe and explain what they are. So what I'm going to have to do now, so let's go to this first one. So I have when the up arrow key is pressed. So on the actual Makey Makey, remember the Makey Makey will tell, your computer will think you're just pressing the up arrow, but really you're using Makey Makey. So on my Makey Makey, I'm going to clip this yellow alligator clip to the top up arrow. And this is, and that shows you what happens. So this is the hatchery. So on my map, I'm going to find the hatchery and clip this to the hatchery. All right, my next one is the down arrow. So I'm going to take this orange alligator clip, sorry, I cannot talk, and clip it to the down arrow on the Makey Makey. And this is my nurture center. So I'm going to clip the other end to the conductive tape on my nurture center. All right, my third one, light green, is the left arrow. So I'm going to clip one end to the left arrow. Find on my lefts and rights. There we go. And clip this to the food distribution, the conductive tape on that. All right, right there. All right, last one, is House of the Old, which is my right arrow. So here's my dark green alligator clip. I'm going to clip that to the right arrow on the Makey Makey, and the other end to the House of Old here. All right, so I have to complete the circuit though. I need to ground each one, and this is actually how I'm going to use it to make everything pop up and play. So I'm going to clip, this is my gray one, I'm going to clip it to one of the bottom ones here to ground it. Now, every time I touch this end of the alligator clip to one of my conductive strips here, it will explain on my code how, like what that place on the map is. So for example, all right, so you kind of hopefully get the point of how this works. I had to code everything in Scratch so that I wanted the picture to pop up and then disappear so that they didn't, like the pictures didn't all get on top of each other. This is a really cool way to make an interactive map, an interactive timeline, even just an interactive diagram. The coding in Scratch is fairly simple, or you can make it more complicated, but that is how Makey Makey works. So hopefully you can make something with your Makey Makey.